This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Good morning. How is everyone?
Good morning. We're here. We're up. Dodging cheerleaders.
Right.
Good morning, birthday girl.
Good morning. Rise and shine.
Yeah. How was the birthday?
It was solid. I had a great group. I have a great group of people around me, and I really felt the love for my birthday yesterday. So I appreciate all the birthday wishes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was. I feel very 24, mature.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh. The grays are coming in.
Yeah. When does the car insurance get cheaper? Is it 25, right?
Yeah, I need that. I definitely need that to go down.
Yeah, you need to get what next year, I guess.
Yeah.
Car insurance gets cheaper.
One more year.
All right. Well, we got a lot to dive into this morning. We're going to talk, of course, Chiefs AFC Championship game happening tomorrow at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Little Twitter beef going on between mayors, Mayor of Cincinnati and our mayor, Quentin Lucas. We're going to definitely dive into that. And we'll get our thoughts on both the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game. I know Q will have a lot to say about that NFC squad. The name that I won't mention right now, but
I know you won't.
we'll talk some Ed Reed. He won't get to coach at Bethune-Cookman. And LeBron. First player ever to score 40 against each team in the NBA.
You can say it
No,
again, Steve.
he wasn't
You
the
can say it
first.
again.
I think they said Kobe did it, didn't he?
No, Kobe only did it to 29 teams.
Oh, because
Kobe never played another. Yeah, yep.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And also we'll dive into a little Shannon Sharp talk as well. All right, let's get to our headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Cincinnati and Kansas City mayors get into it with some crazy Twitter beef ahead of the AFC title game. The heated rivalry between the two teams and the discussion caught the eye of Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas and Mahomes' wife, who called his attempt or jabbed at the Chiefs weak and embarrassing. Let's hear what Mayor Prevail had to say.
Good afternoon, Cincinnati. I have a proclamation from the desk of the mayor. Be it proclaimed, whereas the Cincinnati Bengals are headed to Burrowhead Stadium for their second consecutive AFC Championship game. Whereas at last year's game, the Bengals scored more points than the Chiefs, resulting in a Bengals victory and a Chiefs loss. Whereas Joseph Lee Burrow, who's 3-0 against Mahomes, has been asked by officials to take a paternity test confirming whether or not he's his father. Whereas all season long, Cincinnati has been on a path of destiny, fighting it out to overcome anyone who stands between them and a Super Bowl win. And whereas Kansas City is named after its neighboring state, which is, just kind of weird. Now, therefore, I, Aftab Pureval, Mayor of the City of Cincinnati, do hereby proclaim January 29th, 2023 as They Gotta Play Us Day in Cincinnati. Thank you.
They Gotta Play Us Day. You know what? My thoughts on this is the fact that no, you beat the Chiefs three times in a row.
Yes.
Right? However, y'all haven't won anything. Like, I could see if you beat the Chiefs, then you go on and beat the Rams last year and win the Super Bowl.
Mm.
I could see if Joe Burrow has had an MVP season. I can see if you arguably have one of the best wide receivers in the league, and Jamar Chase. I will give you that. And I'll give you that you've beat the Chiefs 3 times. However, you haven't brung home the gold. Like, you got to have some hardware to show for it. Otherwise, you're in the same position as the Chiefs were, right? A loss is a loss. What is it? Well, you play to win the game, right?
Yeah.
Hello. So I just think you're putting the cart before the horse, my man. You really are. And it's a difference between having confidence and being overly too confident. Because I think right now you're writing a check that your city may not be able to cash. That's just my thoughts. And I think sometimes you got to be humble. What Kendrick Lamar said, sit down, be humble. Yeah. So I just think, it's from the mayor saying it. Come on, man.
And you saying they haven't won anything. They won the AFC Championship last year and you guys didn't.
Okay.
And then you guys won the Super Bowl before COVID. This is like a whole new world.
But we've been to the Super Bowl post COVID. I mean, since COVID. Yeah, I mean, so
and you lost. And
we did lose.
Y'all are on a streak of not scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, and I see what you did there. But here's the thing about that, Q. It's you made it to the Super Bowl, but you lost. So you still feel the same way whether you lost the AFC Championship game or you lost the Super. There's no difference. An L is an L. Whether it's just a week later.
And an L is an L if it was last year's AFC Championship. So yeah. So,
you still Cancun on 3, baby.
You know how you avoid him talking trash? By beating the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I definitely understand.
Yeah.
I still think that he's putting the cart before the horse, though. Like Steve said, I think it's a little too much. He could have spoke on it without sounding so cocky or reiterating it multiple times. Like the first Burrowhead jab, okay then. But to keep on running with it, keep on going, it's like, okay, now I hope you lose because you tried to run with that.
I would have liked him to do the little thing that the basketball players do.
Like you too little.
Too small.
Yeah, man. It's this thing is and can we see the tweet from Mayor Q? He said game day, see y'all Sunday. But then he responded to Brittney Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' wife. She said it's weak and embarrassing. He said, agreed. No need to respond. KC's got class. Cincinnati had Jerry Springer and no rings. See them Sunday. No rings. That's the key. You got to get some rings before you start talking.
No,
you got to get at least a ring before you start talking. And then the other thing that I'll say is the fact that people are beginning of this season. It was Josh Allen. It was never Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is always Josh Allen. Then it became Joe Burrow a little bit. Then it became Jalen Hurts. Then it become whoever else.
I mean,
they've never given Mahomes his flowers ever.
That's a lie.
No, Q. They've never really given Mahomes his flowers. They don't really give Jalen Hurts his flowers either.
People doubted Patrick because he lost one of his best receivers, probably top 5 receivers in the league.
Yeah.
But that's not a surprise because he did what he was supposed to do. He went out this year and proved that, I can pass for 5,000 yards and, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But yes, he was never seen without Tyreek, and he also has never been seen without Travis. So in a sense, you can call him a system quarterback, just like they did Jalen this year, but he proved otherwise.
But I'll reference that system quarterback statement because that is, I think, what the label that they put on black quarterbacks sometimes.
Not always.
Either that or they're, like they said, Mahomes, he's out there playing street ball. He doesn't really know how to be a quarterback, pocket presence. He's just playing street ball, draws it up in the dirt, and they just go out there and play. Well, that shows talent. It takes talent to do that.
No,
especially when you have these defensive coordinators who are supposed to be the best of the best, and they've watched film on you since you were probably 9 years old, and trying to figure out how to beat you, and they can't do it. But it is what it is. I just think he's been able to, like you said, win without Tyreek. A lot of these quarterbacks, I mean, we've seen Jalen Hurts without A.J. Brown. We've seen what Joe Burrow was early on this season without Jamar Chase. He wasn't winning. It was questionable whether they would have made the playoffs. And so I just think they should kind of, like I said, be humble, man, before you trying to take shots at the big dog.
I just think the comments were overblown. I mean, the mayor did all that. It's smack talk. It happens. You just got to beat them.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, what's your thoughts on the NFC Championship game? Q, I'll start with you because I know these are your Eagles on the line.
This would be the only team in the NFC that I will be worried about.
Why?
Mainly because they just made it to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. They're a team that's not far off from being a championship team. I mean, they were about a play or two away just from even winning. Like it's a Jimmy G overthrow from winning the game. And the defense is no slouch. Like we can't pretend that this defense for the 49ers is not a formidable one.
Yeah.
But also the Eagles have a solid defense as well. I would hope that they can go out and kind of confuse Brock Purdy a bit, and also get him rattled. But we haven't seen him be rattled. Like he's been a cool customer from what I've seen so far. So I mean, I hope they can go out and play well. And I mean, it's a home game, so they should feel at home. They should be about as poised as the other team on the field, but it's a toss up. I think it's fairly. I think it's going to feel like today in Philly tomorrow.
Man, I wish tomorrow would feel like
yeah.
woo, it's gonna be
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be cold. But I think Jalen does well. I think the running game hopefully can do well against their D line. They have a pretty stout D line. We'll just have to see how the game goes. I'm not one of those that bets on football or even tries to make these wild, predictions.
And it's funny though. It's funny though that you said betting on football because sometimes you have a baseline to stand on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw what Chiefs Bengals were early on in the season. 49ers, Eagles haven't played this season.
Yeah.
So you don't really know how they match up. I mean, you can see what they've done on paper. You can see, common opponents of who they played and how each of them did. But I hate when people try to do that because, like, all right, you beat. It's like an if-then theory, right?
Yeah.
Like if you beat them, then they should be. Nah, they have to play. That's the only way that you know. And so, I mean, if I was a betting man, I would have to go with 49ers, man, just because, I think that matchup, they pose some matchup issues. And I know, the Eagles have some matchup issues as well with, like I said, A.J. Brown. You have Devontae Smith. You have, Jalen Hurts. I just think
Miles Sanders.
you got a lot of matchup issues. But then when you look at the defense of the 49ers, you still, they got a guy that we are all too familiar with over there playing cornerback, right? Like, I just think on the offensive side of the ball, I think they're a lot better. Maybe not at quarterback. I will give you that. They're not better at quarterback. Because Brock Purdy isn't Jalen Hurts.
He's not, but he shows flashes of greatness, and especially coming in and being able to play with the team that he has and be so inexperienced. And some of that can speak to the coaching, but I think a lot of that can speak to the talent that they have around. They have a lot of weapons on offense. Adding Christian McCaffrey is just like another weapon. They've got a lot going on, but I just don't see. I don't think I see Philly getting blown out or anything.
That'll be a good game.
But if it's a close game, it could be a toss up. But I think the defense does a fairly good job of like rattling Brock Purdy enough to cause a few turnovers. So
are they greasing the telephone poles in Philly?
I mean, hopefully. Hopefully.
Jazz, who you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Philly.
Oh, okay.
I will have to be with Q on this one. I think they've got a lot of weapons. But my next question is, how do you think, if it goes correctly, like Steve wants it to, who would be the better matchup for the Chiefs?
Man, I don't think it matters, to be honest. I think they both have equal threat, to both teams do. I just think they've seen the 49ers already. They've seen what they've had. Or they have. Christian McCaffrey poses a huge threat. Deebo Samuel is a monster, really unguardable, because especially if he lines up in the backfield, lines up as wide receiver. I think San Francisco would want that one bad. You still have a lot of players over there that remember that loss. That they weren't able to put their foot on the gas and keep it on there, and so I think the Eagles there's a huge storyline there. Yeah. You think Chiefs 49ers, it's just a rematch, right? Like there's no storyline other than the Chiefs beat them early on in the season. But I just think Philly Eagles, there's the Andy Reid playing against his old team, or coaching against his old team. There's the Kelsey brothers. There's the two black quarterbacks. There's so many storylines that you can go with. So I like it to be the Eagles Chiefs. even though I don't like the fact that it would be, Chiefs. Q's Super Bowl prediction, but
It was mine too. Don't forget.
Was that yours?
Yeah, we need to pull the tapes again.
Oh, okay.
It was
I'm
mine
sorry.
too. We need to start having perks out of this. So Steve has plenty of reminders throughout. Now, Ed Reed has had some reminders. He won't be coaching Bethune-Cookman after contract falls through. He made sure to make it very clear that it wasn't on his account, and he was seen Saturday following a 15-minute goodbye in front of players and coaches in many tears. Cue your thoughts.
He did too much too soon, and I think what the university saw was a lot of immaturity, and most of it was backed up by him screenshotting the DMs of him and Shannon Sharp this week. I think Ed Reed was just way too off the handles. And then if you don't sign a contract, you don't talk bad about the person you're signing a contract with.
Doesn't sound like rocket science.
Yeah. It's kind of like 1 + 1.
Yeah.
This is a tough one because I just feel like Bethune-Cookman is the loser in this.
The players definitely.
Yeah, I think Bethune-Cookman are the losers in this. Ed Reed, he can get another coaching job. Like I think another HBCU would take him.
Who would after this past 5-6 days? Who's going to hire him?
The thing about this is he's acknowledged he was wrong. He never gave any. He never gave any excuses. He acknowledged he was wrong directly after. Didn't take any time. And I think Deion has kind of coached him, in the right direction post his comments. And you can look at it as passion too, right? Like he's coming in, he sees an issue. We all know the issues with the HBCUs.
Yeah.
Nothing that he said is new, right? It's always been said. But the fact that he put it out there and made the school look bad in front of people, as Ed Reed. Like, had this been me or you, they wouldn't have cared what we said. But it's Ed Reed, former All-Pro, Hall of Fame, NFL player, right? That's supposed to come in there and be the savior that they looked at as Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think he can still go and get another job at another HBCU. People have short memories. And I think he can bring in money as well, because at the end of the day, that's what Deion was able to do. Not only win, but he brought in a lot of money to Jackson State.
Yeah, and people have short memories when you turn around and start winning. You turn around a program.
Yeah.
The difference, and I don't think they looked at him as a savior. I think they looked at it as him having the same opportunity as Deion Sanders to come turn around his program. Like we've seen videos this week of like players sharing helmets. Like we've seen a lot of the issues with the school and the mold and the mildew in the dorm rooms.
Yeah.
Like none of that changes. That's pretty much across HBCUs.
Yeah.
Not totally, but pretty much across HBCUs.
Yeah, you got some that got a lot more money than others.
In a sense, yes. But even still, like one of the most popular HBCUs, Howard University, started the year off, this school year off with some issues of students in dorms,
really,
and them not being up to code. Yeah, it's pretty much across the landscape of HBCUs, but the biggest part of that is the intentional lack of funding that comes from the government, and that comes from the assistance that's needed to keep these schools running.
Okay.
And that's the terrible part that Ed Reed comes in, because yes, again, he's not saying anything new. And I think Ed Reed thought that he could use Deion, what Deion's journey as a blueprint, which was his first mistake. Because yes, you are an NFL player. Yes, a former NFL player that can come in and coach these kids. But there's a way that you show, just grace, tact, like everything. And Ed Reed didn't display that. And especially for somebody to react so emotionally, it shows what they teach you not to do in football, like being able to keep your composure, keep your head level. And for him to be a leader, I don't want him leading young men, and especially impressionable young men that are looking at this guy as you said, like a savior. I don't think they look at him as a savior, but that they starstruck almost, because again, he has celebrity.
Yeah.
And he should have utilized that in a very different way. And not to tone police him, but yeah, you just can't go talking about your employer like that, especially when your employer is within a college system that they're always overlooked, and especially when it comes to funding. And that's the tough thing, because he like they always say, lead with love. He didn't lead with that love. Like he went to the campus weeks before he was supposed to even report to sign the contract. Excited. He probably had certain anxieties, but then you show up to a campus that just had 2 tropical storms over the Christmas break, so nobody had been there. And then you show up complaining about trash. Well, no, duh. Like, we just had a couple of small hurricanes, Edward.
And you mentioned Deion. I think I know there's 2 different generations too. There's a huge age gap. Deion's 55 years old. Ed Reed's 44. So Ed Reed's in our, age demo, right?
Yeah.
So man, he's coming at it from, hey, I just stepped off the football field aspect, where Deion is coming at it from, hey, I've been in media. I know how to handle things. Ed Reed is coming from our generation, where you can still have Twitter fingers.
Yeah.
So there's a huge age gap. There's some knowledge that Deion has obtained in his difference of age. And so I just think that's where Ed Reed was coming from, and he just stopped playing a few years ago. So he's kind of expecting one thing and wants people to understand, like, all right, well, this is how I'm getting to, this is what I'm seeing. And he should not have verbalized it. He should have just, hey, it should have been an afterthought of like, I've already done this, and this is where we are now.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, because there's no secret that it's a fight, and that's a problem, but I think it's more the approach than what than the issue. Like, obviously it's no secret. You just talked about it's across the board. So had he gone about it like, hey, we've got to get, like, we're back to the drawing board. We've got to work some things out. Let's do better. And maybe even like recruiting sponsors or boosters in some way in his statements, rather than dogging him out.
Yeah.
I think it could have been productive. Like, he was on the right track, but it was almost counterproductive. If you would have gone about it in a different way, a different approach, I think it would have been okay.
Yeah.
It was all in the way you said it and the things that you said.
Do y'all think he was, had he said, all right, I'm looking for help with funding, this is what I see.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys step up and help me?
Yes.
Because there's stuff, instead of say, man, they got trash everywhere, man, this is some bull, you know, like
the approach.
And that's exactly what it was. Because like I think, especially with the tropical storms, the weather, the different things they couldn't control. But then on top of that, it was Christmas break. Like, who's gonna be there?
Yeah.
Christmas break, tropical storms, like, and you're showing, like, and he's not new to Florida, so he knows about tropical storms. Right. He knows about the level of severity that comes with that, with hurricanes, with whatever it is. So just for him to jump off the porch like that, it just it's silly, because yes, Deion was able to secure funding for Jackson State to get new facilities, a lot of different things, but he didn't do that rambling over the internet.
True.
True. Like, if what Ed could have done, and I'm not telling him what he could, should, and would do, but an alternative to what he did was going to the administration and saying, hey, I showed up early, I see some issues already, hey, let's work this out. And especially with the contract not being signed already. Like there's different things that he could do. So yes, if he wanted to help, then yes, go have that conversation.
Yeah.
But him just showing up, oh, I'm completely blindsided and all that. Like, yeah, okay, you were, but you wasn't even supposed to be here till a couple of weeks later.
And we had some comments on our Facebook Live feed. If you're listening to us, 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio, remember you can chime in and watch us on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and whatever social media you can catch us on. But Duke Palmer says both parties will suffer from the unfortunate event.
Definitely.
HBCUs will struggle to get another high-profile coach, and ARE will struggle to get another high-profile gig. Totally agree. Didn't lead with love. Could stand to study Prime's charisma off the field more so than on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, because it takes a certain charisma to be a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you don't want somebody that is emotionally reactive like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could just tell Ed Reed doesn't know how to handle his emotions.
That's it.
And I think that he expects everything because that's the life that he's lived.
And he puts everything on social too. Like, I've been following Ed Reed for a long time. I've talked to him just on Instagram. And you know, he does everything on social media live. Like, he'll go live and I think he was more ranting than anything. And it went left field, and it grew legs. And that's something I think he wish he could have back.
And that's what he has to realize, is that this was a totally new career. Yes, it's in football, but you're on the other side of that now. You're on the other side of being a player. So
now LeBron is definitely on another side.
Yes.
James becomes first player to score 40 against all 30 teams.
Do y'all need me to leave out while y'all have this discussion? Because I just want to know.
This is a LeBron James fan account. Steve, how do you feel? What are your thoughts?
I mean, we had this conversation just a few minutes ago. It's cool. I think it's cool that had he stayed with one team, could he have done this with the Cleveland Cavaliers? Could he have scored 40?
He could
against
he's LeBron.
Kenny Ellison, DJ Q, will you do my baby shower? What's up, Kenny? I think LeBron, a phenomenal player. I won't take that from him. When you're in the league, as long as LeBron has been in the league, 20-some years, I think, and with his ability of being a great player
and staying healthy.
Staying healthy. Yeah, that's one of the things that LeBron has been able to do. It's be healthy. His physical ability is crazy, right? Like, so I just think it's cool. But it's been done before. I mean, it's been done before.
No, it hasn't.
All 30 teams, yes, but Kobe did it with 29 teams. Had he left the Lakers and gone to the Knicks.
Hey Siri, play Almost Doesn't Count by Brandy.
And then not only that, but you had Jordan that was able to do it as well. Jordan did it to 28 teams where he scored 40. He had career highs on each team in the league.
And everybody knows
except the Bulls.
Almost doesn't count.
So I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, because like they don't get like consolidation prizes for like almost breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It's a bigger story.
Almost only counts in horseshoes.
It's a bigger story than what we're making it out to be. It's just now the scoring record. Yes, like what is he? 140, 170 points away
already. The last time I looked, it was like 300. So.
Yeah, I believe it's 170 points or something from the scoring record, and so he's already averaging 30.2 points a game. So past Kareem, they're looking at February 4th against the Pelicans. So
I like it.
Now, another one who jumped off the porch, Shannon Sharp, addresses the altercation at Lakers-Grizzlies game. Here, let's see the video of the incident captured by TV cameras first.
Hall of Famer and broadcast.
And you see Steven Adams comes over to protect his guy along with the supporting cast, and then Shannon Sharp still talking, and T. Morant, Ja Morant's dad, comes over. Had an opportunity to talk to T. Morant, and he said, my blood pressure didn't go up a bit. Nothing but love and respect for Shannon Sharp. It's a bunch of guys talking a bunch of trash.
Now,
interesting.
Let's hear what Unc Shay Shay had to say.
There was some Interesting events unfolding at the Lakers game Friday. Shannon, I want to turn the floor over to you. I know there's something you want to say.
Yes, thanks, Jen. As you probably have heard or have seen Friday night at the Lakers game, I want to apologize for my behavior. Guys, I've preached for the last 6.5 years, responsibility and accountability. And I take full responsibility for what transpired. It does not matter what Dylan Brooks said or how many times he said it. Me being the responsible person, me having the platform that I have and having so many people look up to me, I was wrong. I should have lowered the temperature in the arena. Instead, I turned the temperature up and I let it get out of hand. And I want to apologize to a few people. First of all, I want to apologize to the Lakers organization, Jeannie Buss, the Buss family. I apologize for any harm or unwanted attention that I brought to your organization. I want to apologize to the fans that were in attendance and the fans that watched on television, because that's not what you paid for and that's not what you tuned in to watch. Shannon Sharpe should have been mentioned as someone that was at the game, not someone that let his emotions run high and get out of hand during the game. I want to apologize to the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies organization and fans, I am sorry. More specifically, I want to apologize to Dylan Brooks. He is a fierce competitor, and seeing him up close, I get a sense of why he is what he is and how he's wired the way he's wired. Bruh, I apologize. I wish you the best of luck the rest of the season and continued success. Ja, it was a privilege and an honor to watch you up close and personal. Skip and I talk about you a lot of times, but to see what you do, you're able to elevate, lead the floor, contort your body, and finish at the rim is unbelievable and extremely impressive. And I want to apologize to you.
So a lot of apologies.
Yeah.
A lot of apologies.
And I mean, he has to because of who he is. I know some people will get too macho, and I'm not apologizing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a spirited conversation. We've seen these happen. I mean, I've been in some of those. I don't know if you have.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
But it happens. No blows were thrown. I think some of that helps that Steven Adams came over there looking like a wildling.
Yeah. I just think sometimes we talk about people's celebrity, and people take to heart what Uncle Shay says.
Yeah,
they take to heart what he says on Undisputed. They take to heart what Skip said. We saw just a few weeks ago what Skip said about was it DeMar Hamlin, the tweet, and people they went at him, right? So I just think he's of the Deion Sanders age group where he understands what he did was wrong, and he understands that he shouldn't have did it. So he won't do it again. Fox probably hit his line that night like, hey, Shannon, you want to keep getting these checks, right?
Yeah.
Don't make us look like, but then it drives ratings to
exactly. I don't think that now if he was throwing punches, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think Fox News is, because we just saw politicians doing this not too long ago.
And he was taking up for LeBron though. Like,
okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Shay.
Okay. Okay. Probably the best one or two players ever in basketball. So
on that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss Hy-Vee Grocery Store Company to sponsor Tailgate for a Chiefs fan. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed. Frustrated or stressed because of the loss of a loved one? Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag Talk About It Messages, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Now, the Hy-Vee Grocery Store Company to sponsor tailgate for Chiefs fan who went viral for eating potato during divisional round.
Who takes a potato to the game?
Hey, I mean,
Man, the Napoleon Dynamite vibes.
I want to know what the security, like the people who do the metal detectors, thought. Like, if they saw the potato, you know when they like flash the flashlight in.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything, but like, why do you have a potato? You know?
What happened though?
So the apparently she was caught taking her photo. She was taking a photo, and another fan took a photo of her taking a photo. And then it went viral. Hy-Vee has offered to sponsor a potato bar tailgate for Conrad, and she extended her invite to others.
Yeah, and I see the tweet that said the fan was like KC fan eating baked potato out of her pocket.
Dude.
she responded, "I caught you taking my a photo as well, but I enjoyed a baked potato and the win. How about you?"
Emphasis on the win.
That was clever.
Dude, are you gonna eat your tots?
Who eats a potato? Like I don't even like the skin on my potato. Like I always scrape, give me a baked potato, I scrape around, but I don't eat the skin. Like
And it was like 20 degrees. It was less than 20 degrees last week. So how cold was that potato? Because there was at least 2 hours from the time she left her house.
Yeah,
with the potato.
How long can a potato stay warm?
It's
in foil.
It's not a couple of hours.
No?
I don't think.
No way.
And especially not outside.
It's like, I guess, French fries. How long can French fries stay warm?
And I mean,
my French fries get cold from the house, from the drive-through to the house. Yeah.
And then did she keep it in the front or the back? Because she might have kept it in the back pocket and then was gassy. So
Oh, TMI.
Her teeth had to be strong as heck.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm very confused, concerned, but hey, she got a deal, so get to the bag, I guess.
Eat that cold potato.
Brittney Griner's WNBA return could affect entire league's travel policies. Word on the street, she might have to travel separately from the team for security reasons. Steve, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm interested in knowing like what the actual. I looked it up and I couldn't find anything of like. So we know that the U.S. went over to Russia and got her out, right? Like they did an exchange, prisoner swap. But she's a free woman now, and what happened did not happen in the U.S. Like it happened overseas, and it wasn't on a plane; it was on like a bus or something. So I'm just wondering, like, how they're not going to allow her to travel. Like, how is she a risk to anyone while she's getting on a plane, a team plane? So, and I understand they don't fly private. So if we see Brittney Griner getting on Southwest Airlines, I'm not going to say, oh, that's Brittney Griner. She shouldn't be flying. Like I just don't understand it.
I think we also discount the reach of terrorism. Also, I don't think. Well, I think with her being such a high profile political prisoner, that some people may be after her.
But if it's gonna happen in the air, it can happen in the arena. It can happen,
anywhere, yeah.
team hotel. It can happen team dinner, wherever, you
Yeah.
know? So what's the difference? Like,
I don't think there is a difference.
so why not just let her fly with the team?
I just still think that's a security risk.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot that can go on between an airport and a plane. And especially from a terrorism sense.
A lot more people can be harmed in an arena.
No, I think so. But I mean, how easily can you get into an arena?
Okay. And they have some other WNBA players that are, stepping up saying that they want, to be able to travel in private jets and things like that. So I think we're going to see more come from this. And she's just she's not the spearhead. I believe it's Paige Buchers that's going to be, or no, Brianna Stewart. That's going to be, she tweeted on Sunday about her willingness to participate in a deal that can help subsidize charter travel for the entire league, especially with Griner's predicament being a hot topic. She said, I would contribute my NIL, my post plus productions hours to ensure we all travel in a way that prioritizes player health and safety, which ultimately results in a better product. Who's with me?
Yeah.
Could this lead to a strike?
I don't think it leads to a strike, but
Okay.
I think it leads to some sort of change. I think a lot of the funding that they could secure is somewhere out there, and I think this can bring some attention to it.
This is where we see the men in the NBA to step up, say, hey, take a portion, or we'll fund these private jets for these teams.
I definitely think the NBA should pick up that tab. But will they?
Robert Kraft, you got a whole plane, my brother. Is there an NBA team in Boston? I mean, WNBA team in Boston? Where's the closest WNBA team on the East Coast?
New York.
New York?
Yeah.
Liberty. New York Liberty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Robert Kraft, let the New York Liberty use that plane.
Mhm.
You're not using it.
Yeah, but again,
Ain't going to no playoffs or anything.
You have to do, because how many WNBA teams is it? Is it 20?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So there's way too many teams. I think what it comes from, I think it needs to be one or two entities.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of partnership with, well, I guess it would be with a commercial airline, but some sort of partnership between the NBA, WNBA, and whatever private jet company.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think some people need to make some stones move, and especially for the game of the WNBA, for the culture of it. It just adds a little bit more of a high profile to these players, but then it also helps them get to the city faster.
Yeah, it does.
So you could do appearances, like whatever it is, but some type of promotion needs to happen. Some type of marketing needs to change so that more attention is brought to the WNBA, because I think it's a business model that can definitely do as well. It probably won't ever do better than the NBA.
Oh no. Yeah.
But it could match up because the women's game is still a good game. So
now, Bill's front office addresses Stephon Diggs' frustrations versus Bengals. They basically had talked about they'd rather have somebody that responds and shows that they care rather than somebody that just looks like they're there for the paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And he even mentioned his emotions would probably be similar to Stephon Diggs if he were in that case too. Steve, your thoughts?
I just think you get a lot of players that are unhappy with their situation. Yeah. They're unhappy with losing. And I think is my only question, and I think that was what the general manager said that. My only question would be, is this relationship salvageable? Because sometimes you get the quarterback wide receiver relationship that, can't be mended. Like, I mean, we saw what the Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes kind of situation. Some words were said or some stuff was happening in the offseason that, you know, people kind of blew out of proportion where Patrick Mahomes doesn't talk to me and all this kind of stuff. But no, that wasn't it. You know, we've seen I mean, early on in football when we were younger, we talked about what was it, Terrell Owens and Donovan McNabb. Yeah. You know, when T.O. was that's my quarterback, that whole thing. Yeah. You know, I just think sometimes it's football. Like losing is upsetting. Yeah. Especially if you're a really competitive person. I think Stephon Diggs is competitive and he's tired of being in that situation in the playoffs and not being able to get over that hump.
Yeah, definitely. And he may want a new situation, but I don't think so. Like, I don't know if there's anywhere else you go. I mean, other than the Chiefs, other than
come on, Steph.
Other than maybe the Broncos.
That's a worse situation.
I wouldn't say worse.
Why not?
You got a young Jerry Jeudy.
You're still going up against now you're in the AFC West. Now you're playing against the team. The Broncos haven't beat the Chiefs in what, 5 years?
We're talking about a competitive person. He went to Buffalo amid the Chiefs still doing
they
well.
They were already winning. We're talking about the Denver Broncos who ain't won nothing.
Yeah, you can still turn it around. You have a capable quarterback.
I think Josh Allen is much better than Russ right now.
I can give you that right now. Yeah, I can definitely give you that. But I mean, the Broncos have a totally new situation coming in a coach, whoever that coach may be. And then again, you still have some young talent around there. Defense is solid. The offense just couldn't score. So again, you add another weapon. We see how the addition of AJ Brown really helped.
That'd be a good spot for him too.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Because, I mean, where does he fit in offense? You already have two weapons out there. I mean, a third receiver, and they aren't as pass heavy.
Okay.
So,
what about Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs?
I like that. But again, who's your quarterback?
Okay.
It's not Baker Mayfield.
Good question.
It's not Baker Mayfield.
No, not Baker.
I promise you it's not Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Well, on that note, we are going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll have our Hater Love It segment, kick it off with our Snickers of the Week. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our sneakers of the week this week, we got the girls' Air Jordan 3 Mars Stone.
Yeah.
That's all right.
They're solid.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. I'd rock them. New Balance 550s.
I'm becoming. I've already been a New Balance guy, but these 550s have really grown on me, and I think I'm gonna grab me a couple pair. Like, I really like these New Balances.
I'm hopping on the wave for sure. I think these are my favorite this week, actually.
They remind me of S. Carter's.
Oh, I can see that.
True.
I can definitely see that.
The Adidas Trae Young 2 Stratosphere.
I don't know if I can fool with those.
Negatory.
Hard pass.
I am not the target demographic for this one.
Puma Rise Nitro Neymar Juniors.
I like these. These are cool.
I like these in a different colorway.
Yeah, that colorway is not it.
Yeah, that I don't even know what that looks like. Orange with the blue, but that's
not it. Not it. And then the logo is kind of giving like off-brand vibes or something. I don't know what you're going for. Now, 76ers Joel Embiid fined $25K for D-Generation X celebration. Let's see the celebration first.
They didn't take him, but they have him now, and it was one of the best pickups of the offseason. Embiid in the lane, gets the bounce and one, and letting the crowd know that he's excited about that basket.
He gave him now.
Oh, he gave him a Generation X.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, show your pride, young man. Show your pride.
Bronny James, DJ Wagner headline 2023 McDonald's All-American game rosters. Hate it or love it.
Love it.
I love it. It's gonna bring some more excitement back to the McDonald's All-American game.
Definitely. And that poster goes crazy. I really like the graphics on the poster.
Have you think the excitement has left?
I do. I think
When's the last time you were excited about McDonald's All-Star?
Pre-COVID. Oh. Yeah, I mean, COVID kind of ruined it for a lot of things. Like, we haven't done our All-Star game since pre-COVID too, so kind of the excitement just left. But it's coming back this year. So
running back, Eli Apple explained that his Cancun on 3 tweet to Stephon Diggs was not a shot at DeMar Hamlin. Hate it or love it.
That's sad that he had to explain that.
Well. After doing some digging, we have the tweet.
Right.
And he said Cancun on 3 with the DeMar Hamlin emoji.
DeMar Hamlin doesn't own that.
No, I get it. He doesn't own the heart. He does not own the heart. However, when it just the 3 and the heart, it was too soon. The 3 and the heart. I get where they're going with it.
It's an emoji though. Like,
it's an emoji.
Had DeMar done the smiley face emoji with every tweet,
then,
it wouldn't have been the same.
So then Shaq Lawson came through and said, you played a good game in Apple, but disrespect my boy at Hamlin Island situation, you get that beat up for real. Keep it on the field. I agree. However, I mean, I get it.
Reach.
And then Eli Apple came back and said, all love, thoughts, and prayers and concerns to at Hamlin Island as he continues to recover from this tragic incident. Never would I make light of any scary or unfortunate scene. This game is truly a dangerous risk to our bodies, mind, and spirit. Nothing but love to all my football brothers.
He was there.
Eli Apple came and said, a shame you couldn't keep the same energy on the field. Maybe the outcome would have been different. Enjoy Mexico with the homies. I get it. I do. Now I'm not saying, but then he said he put the
I think that's
people can take it either however way they want.
It's a universal emoji.
That's an emoji. Like
I know.
Has any
he knew what he was doing.
No,
he knew.
I don't think and my thing too is in any other situation. So say a regular person would have their football number is number 3, and they put the 3 in the heart.
No.
You wouldn't have related it to that same thing. You know
It's too coincidental.
I don't think it's
because he put the.
I think
the heart.
I think Shaq Lawson wanted to be mad at something that day.
Nah, man.
I think it's a reach.
I can see it's a reach. However, it can be taken out of context.
But that's them taking it. It's not on Eli Apple for making a joke and using emoji.
And look, they know Eli Apple. A lot of folks don't like Eli. We talked to McCole at Super Bowl Radio Row last year.
Yeah,
a lot of folks don't like Eli Apple because he does some
and that's
some
what
stuff
I'm saying.
That's out of pocket.
Like he wanted to be mad at something. Like I didn't read that and think Damar Hamlin. I read that and thought TNT, playoff basketball.
I mean, I get it.
Kenny Smith,
Me too.
like people that are in on the joke. Like Shaq Lawson, sorry you weren't in on the joke, my boy.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's definitely a reach, of course. I don't think that I like to think that didn't even cross his mind when you're tweeting something like that. And you shouldn't have to think twice whether you use an emoji or not.
Especially when he was there.
If there's anybody else with Eli Apple, I'd say yes. But Eli Apple is petty.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Still doesn't change the joke.
Right.
All right. Eli Apple's petty.
Now, ex-husband of Matt Barnes' fiance reportedly files lawsuit over 49ers game spitting incident. Hate it or love it.
I mean, I love it because
petty Matty.
Yeah,
petty Matt.
This is a guy that drove a couple of hours to fight his ex-wife's current boyfriend in Derek Fisher.
Yep.
Now, LeBron James Heat jersey from 2013 NBA Finals nets $3.68 million in auction. Hate it or love it.
It's cool.
I love it.
No, it's dope though. That's dope. My question is, and I'm gonna ask some of these players at Radio Row. Why don't you guys start getting some of your likeness now while you're still playing? That way you'll have it, and when you have that, especially if you're good.
What's your favorite Heat colorway? Is it the white, the red, or the black?
Black.
Yeah,
black. Definitely black.
Or the teal with like the El Toro or something, or El. What's the Heat?
I don't remember
Spanish?
that one.
You know?
Yeah.
Something. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Love to see it.
All right. We appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. Remember, hashtag talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about any topic you want. Until next week, we are out of here.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.